Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We are from Group 3. We would like to present our presentation to fulfill our assignment for the final test, intensive course Voice and Accent. My name is Ilham Aditya Ramadhani and my friend.
My name is Rofif Dhiyaul Haq.
My name is Mutiara Rizki. My name is Adella Nur Khasanah.
My name is Arla from Zamia.
Okay, I will start this presentation with my presentation. Now we talk about voice and accent in this semester. We will give our reflection and conclusion about the material in one semester. In this material, we have 6 chapters. The first is English as a global language, phonology, phonetic, IPA, consonant and vowel, diphthongs and triphthongs, syllable, cluster, stress and intonations, and the last is strong and deformed, and also the variation of English. From chapter 1, we talk about the English as a global language. Why English as a global language? Language has always been the focal point of cultural identity. Most people regard their English as a global language because it is the only language spoken and understood by the majority of the population, almost every region of the world. There is nothing wrong with the idea of having a global language. Having a common language can ease communication barriers such as vastness between countries, politics, and much more. Besides that, it will also facilitate communication for people who want to study or travel abroad. Most of the reasons for choosing English as a global language include historical traditions, political interest, and a desire for commercial, cultural, or technological contact.
Next, phonetics and phonology. Phonetics and phonology can be generally described as the study of speech sound. What the difference as phonetic and phonology? Phonetic is the branch of linguistics that deals with how human speech sounds are made. It describes how physical expression of human speech sounds are produced. Phonetical units are called phones. It deals with a large number of speech sounds. As we know that phonetic symbols are enclosed in square brackets, phonological units are formed contrastively, and phonology, in contrast to phonetic, phonology is the study of significant speech sounds. On the other hand, phonology deals with the mental aspect of sound in a language. Phonology is called phonemes. It deals with a limited number of speech sounds. On the other hand, phonemic symbols are enclosed in the slash bracket, whereas phonetical units might not form contrastively. Next, IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet. IPA is International Phonetic Alphabet is an alphabetic system of phonetic notation that principle of strict one-to-one correspondence between sounds and symbols. Example, in short E is it, and in long E, sheep, and short U is food, and long U is you.
Next material is consonant. According to me, definition of consonant is consonant is a letter sound of the English alphabet that is not a vowel. What does consonant mean? A consonant is most often identified as a letter that is not a vowel. More specifically, a consonant is a sound that, when paired with a vowel, makes a syllable. English consonant letters is or STUV. W, X, Y, and Z. False. False is a particular kind of speech sound made by changing the shape of the upper vocal tract or the area and the mouth of the throat. In English, it is important to know that there is a difference between a vowel sound and letter in the alphabet. In English, there are 5 vowel letters in the alphabet.
Lipton and Tipton. Lipton are the vowels that are pronounced at the same time. And the Tipton is combination of monosyllabic vowels.
Next is syllable and cluster. So syllable is a rhythmic unit of sound that gets one beat in a word. For example, like dangerous, you can count it. Like dangerous has 3 syllables, and book, a book, you can count it, has a 1 syllable. And for cluster is means group. So when 2 or more consonants occur together, they are called a consonant cluster. And a consonant cluster can appear at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end of the word. And next is stress and intonation. So stress in degree of force or loudness with which a syllable is pronounced. But in English, stress syllable are louder and non-stress syllable. Also, they have a longer and higher pitch. And for the entire variation of the pitch while speaking, it's called intonation. So intonation, you can describe how the voice rises and falls in speech. Like words are stressed to make a question emphasis, and a sentence can be spoken differently depending on speaker's intention. And next is strong and weak forms. So the strong forms of a word is a form of pronunciation which is used when it's found in stress or final position or isolation. And the strong form only happens when we pronounce the words alone or when the emphasis them. And for the weak forms of a word is the form of pronunciation which is used when it occurs in unstressed position. Weak forms are very often pronounced with a schwa and a schwa. They are very weak and a bit difficult to hear properly.
And the last is about variation of English. So there are 3 variations of English that spread in 3rd location. The first is inner circle, outer circle, and expanding circle. What is inner circle? Inner circle is made up of countries in which English is the first or dominant language. Or we can say the English used to be the main language of the region or at the country. And outer circle is countries where English is used as a second language in a multilingual setting. Or we can say that English used to be second language of the nation, of the country. Yeah. And the last is expanding circle, which English has no special administrative status, but it widely studied as foreign language. Or we can say the English they don't use English language as a main language or the second language, but they still study about English language. And I have tips and tricks. After I studied about IC vocabulary and voice and accent, I have tips and tricks to improve English reading skills or English skills in reading, listening, or speaking. The first is listen, imitate, read, reflect, prepare, speak, and practice. According to me, I like to listen much of songs. The one of Cornelius, I like it so much. So we can learn how to listen English language and speak English language and imitate the speaking or the accent from the song. Or you can choose like a movie or breaking news at the YouTube or television. I think it's enough for my presentation, and no one is perfect as Allah. Then if there is a flaw in my explanation, forgive me and be justified. Thanks very much for your attention and apologize all of my mistakes.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. I hope you can understand. So that's all for me. I'm sorry if there is some mistake.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.